pathways, something that has confused all of us throughout a period of time. We are still getting a hold of all these new terms and the terminology and levels, paths, Basecamp managers, a lot of jargon out there. So to help us understand this jargon a little bit more, now last time we learned about the basics of how to enroll into Pathways and what Pathways is all about. So now to help us with the roles and responsibilities of the Basecamp managers, like who are these Basecamp managers? Why are there Basecamp managers? And also to help us a little bit on the first level of our Pathways and Toastmasters journey, we have with us the Vice President Education of HNB Toastmasters Club. She is also the TLI coordinator of Division G. She is actually the first member to complete a path in Division J. And she's currently on her second path, level 2. I would like to invite Toastmaster Ramanya Lohanathan to conduct a session on Basecamp managers and Pathways level 1.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Lasni. A very good evening to everyone. Do you know one thing? When I decided to start my Pathways, it took about 1 month for me to do my icebreaker, because as very well said by moderator today, Toastmaster Lasni, it was very complicated to understand the system and the jargons and everything. Then the advices given by the seniors and the trainings I have went through, and last year I was the Pathways coordinator of Division J, that experience, and when I have gone through the whole path of my first path, that practical experience have given me what the Pathways is. Then only I realized it's not the rocket science as we all thought about. It was very interesting, easy, and enjoyable. When you start your Pathways and doing your projects, you will also realize that. What are we going to talk about in Pathways today? We are going to talk about the Basecamp manager's roles and responsibilities and level 1 of Pathways. When we have gone through the questionnaires asked by you, we got to know that we have a lot of new members to Pathways. So we have decided to do our presentation from the basic level. Actually, who are those Basecamp managers? Are they the managers at our office? Not really. Let's see, who are those Basecamp managers? They are the vice presidents education of your club, or the president and the secretaries. What are their roles and responsibilities actually? When it comes to Pathways, when a member have completed a level or the path, the member will submit that in the Basecamp. Then it will go to the Basecamp managers to approve. Then only you can unlock your next level. And the Basecamp managers can keep the Pathways progress of the members in their club. And they can also check the Pathways adoption rate of the club. But this point is not only for the Basecamp managers, all the club officers also can check that in the club central. And the final one is, if a member wanted to do a speech in an outside club, then it has also to be approved in the Basecamp. Rather than sharing this presentation, I would like to go a practical session also. So shall I share my If you go to the website of Toastmasters, www.toastmasters.org, you will get this screen and you can go to this login and you can log in with your member ID or the email address you have given to Toastmasters, and you can give your password. If you are a new member and you have not yet get the link from the Toastmasters to your email address, or if you have already forgot your password, then you can go through this password forget option and log in. But at that time, if you are not remembering your email address, or if you have given only your office email address and you don't have access to the outside website to your office email, then you can ask your club officer to change your email address to your personal email address. Thereafter, you can go to this forget password option and get your new password. I have already logged into my website, and when it comes to pathways, if a member have already submitted a path or level completion or the external training, that means if a member wanted to do a session on an outside club, it's called as external training. It will come to the pathways Basecamp managers emails. So the email will look like this. You will get an email similar to this from basecamp@toastmasters.org. If you are a vice president, it will be like this, or else it will go to the president also. If you have logged in to the website, the home page will be like this. So please go to the pathways and you can go to Basecamp. First of all, let's look at the Basecamp manager's role. So if you are a Basecamp manager, you can log in through this, log in as Basecamp managers. And yesterday, one of our member has completed a level. So I'm going to show you how to approve that level completion. And it has been done at an outside club. So you can go to this pending request session. First, I'm going to approve the outside club external training request. I have all, when it comes to the outward, that means outside club training, the member will send you request before the meeting. So you have to approve that. That one I have already done. So after completing that speech, the member will again mark it as complete. So it will again come to me, that means to the Basecamp managers, to approve that. So this is the second one. So I'm going to approve this. I can view this. And I'm going to approve this. If I want, I can submit or enter any comments here, and I'm going to submit that. Now you can see it's already submitted, so there are no pending requests. Now I'm going to approve that member's level completion. If I want, I can see that this is the level 4 completion of visionary communication. So you can just click this approve, and if you like, you can enter any comments and you can submit that. That's all for approving the pending request, but this one is my own one, so I won't approve that. If you are a Basecamp manager and if you are doing any projects, speeches, and completing a level, it will also comes to your pending request also, and it will be appear to your president or the secretary's pending request box also. But it's better if you are not approving your own one, you can ask your president or secretary to approve that. And if I want to look into the members' progress, what I have already told you, I can click onto this. Here you can get all the details of your club members, their individual progress, level completions, path progress, path types, and recently selected paths, external training details, everything you can get it from here. For example, I'll go to the path progress one. If you click onto this one, it will be appearing like this. And you can click here. You can go to this view detail or export to Excel sheet. I'll go to this option, view details. And I can see the path progress of my club member here. It will be like this, effective coaching path in progress, like. And level completion will be like this. In level completion, there's a column for path completion also. Sometimes it will happen with the system. For this option, it will take some time for you to download. And I can check the individual progress of the members also. And I can check who have already registered their paths but not yet started. I can get their details also here by downloading the Excel sheet or viewing that details. This is how we can look the members' progress. And I have already approved the members' level completion. But if a member is doing speech at an outside club, you have to approve that external training request, and you have to approve the level completion in Basecamp, and you have to approve it in the Club Central also. But if the member is doing it in your club, there are two steps. You have to approve it in Basecamp, or else, and you have to approve it in the Club Central. Otherwise, if you only approve it in the Club Central and fail to approve it in the Basecamp, then the member won't get the certificate or unlock the next level. Then the member will come to you and say they can't download or they can't go to their next level. And if you have only approved it in the Basecamp and fail to approve it in the DCP, then you will go to moderator today, Toastmaster Lasni, who is the DCP chair of District 82, and ask, you didn't get that point or the DCP point for your club. So you have to do it in the Club Central also. So I'm going to log out from Pathways Basecamp now and going to the Club Central. You have to go to Club Central, approve that member's level 4 completion. Here you have Submit Education Awards. I have to select the member's name here. And then I have to select the path or the level. Online Visionary Communication level 4, I have to approve. Then for the levels above 3, you will get this message, letter of recognition to the member's employer. So we have to put yes, and we have to type the employee's name here and the company's name and the email address. And I will submit that. That means I will type it later and I have to submit this review. I can review that and submit that. Then only it will be counted for your DCP points also. And I hope that that's all for the Basecamp managers. And shall we look up the level 1? In level 1, that is similar to all the paths. We have 11 paths in Pathways, and these projects are similar for all the paths. You have to do 5 speeches or the 5 projects for this level 1. The first project, level 1, project 1, that will be called as L1P1. It will be an icebreaker. That means you have to introduce yourself to your club. That is a very easy one, and you have to do it for 4 to 6 minutes. And level 1 project 2, that will be, you can speak on your favorite topic, but it has 3 projects. That means first project you have to do a speech at your club or any other club. Then that objective of that club is, the objective of the speech is for the member to present a speech on any topic, receive feedback, and apply the feedback to a second speech. This speech can be humorous, informative, or any style of the member's choice. Then you will repeat that speech or doing a similar speech, but you have to apply that feedback given by your previous evaluator. That is for level 1 project 3. And for level 1 project 4, you have to evaluate another speaker. That will be the evaluation speech. The objective for that speech is for the member to develop skills and receiving feedbacks. Member will deliver a constructive feedback on another member's presentation. And finally, you have to do level 1 project 5, that is researching and presenting. You have to research on something and you have to present it to the club. Presenting means you can use the PowerPoint presentation, or you can use any other form of presentation. I have seen one of our club member has done a presentation on music. So the member has played a lot of music audios there. So it is also a type of a presenting. Now I am going to stop sharing this screen and I will go to our Toastmasters website to show you how the level 1 projects will be. Yes. You have to go to the GoToBasecamp. Then you can log in as a member. That means you have this GoToBasecamp. Before going to that level 1, if you want to do a project in an outside club, I have told you about the external training. You have to submit that request. You will have the question where to submit that. This is where you have to go to. Paths Learning. And you have to click on these 3 dots. Add external training. Then you have to fill this form. You have to put the date and the project details, path, project details and everything. And in the attachment, you can upload the meeting agenda or the invitation or the evaluation form like that. First one, you have to submit that and the request will be approved by Vice President, the Basecamp manager. After finishing your assignment, mark external training complete on your transcript. Then the Vice President Education will approve it again. That's what I have done at the beginning of our session. And let's go to the home page. And some of our new members have asked, even the Basecamp managers also, when your members are saying that the member wants to do this path and the member is going to finish this level, you have to be aware of that. That means, for example, in level 1 and 2 are mostly similar for all the paths, but when it comes to level 3, 4, 5, it will be different. For visionary communication, For level 1, you have to do only 2 speeches. One compulsory speech and one elective speech. But for innovative planning, you have to do 3 speeches. That means for the compulsory speech, you have to do 1 speech. That means the member will do a project. So the member will present his or her planning about the project for 2 to 3 minutes at the club meeting. That will be the first project, and after that the member will deliver a speech on how the project was after the project completion. So it will be counted as project 2, and the member has to do an elective project also. So you have to be very careful on that. You can check that in the elaboration of each part, or you can just ask your member what's the project the member is going to do. That means the member can say you active listening or introduction to Toastmasters mentoring or managing time. Then you can just check on this. You can click onto this and you can check whether they need to do 2 speeches or like that. I click onto this managing time. And I can launch this and I can download the evaluation form here. Like that, you have all the evaluations forms here. You can just ask your member and have a look on what the member is going to do. Then it will be easier for you to plan your schedules or the meeting plans. So I thought I have answered that question to download the evaluation forms. So when it comes to the pathways, if you have already selected a path, it will be appearing here. So you can click onto this open curriculum. And you can go to the level 1. Here I have already done my level 1, so that's why it shows as 17% I have finished my path. But for a new member, it will be 0. And this one also will be not launch, it will be like active. So first I have to go and activate this, then I have to launch it. I'll just download this and show you. After that, I can click on that to view my manual and the evaluation forms. I couldn't share that screen, there's a network issue. There you can download that, and after that you can, there you have some subtitles like downloading the manuals, or you have to do an before evaluation, after completing your speech, you have to do an after evaluation, then you can submit your level completion there. There was a small issue with my website, so it has gone. So I think if you have any questions, we can answer it during the Q&A session. So I'll now hand over the controls back to our moderator, Toastmaster Lasni.
Thank you, Toastmaster Ramania, for that wonderfully in-depth session on the responsibilities and even going into the small details of doing a practical session of you actually approving a level completion. Now, during our last sessions, we had a few questions about why do we need to shift to pathways? Is pathways better than the traditional path? Or what is so special about pathways? So to share some testimonials, we have 3 Toastmasters with us. 3 Toastmasters with 3 different backgrounds to share with us how they have found pathways so far. Our first Toastmaster is Toastmaster Sachini Samarasekara, and she is the president of Moratua Toastmasters Club, and she has just completed her first pathway of visionary communication. And she is a member who has joined Toastmasters just as the pathways was set out, or it started, and so she has only experienced the pathways. So let's hear from Toastmaster Sachini what she can share with us about her experience in the Pathways journey.
Thank you, Lasni, and hi everyone. Apart from the introduction that Toastmaster Lasni made on myself, let me introduce myself as a product of the Speechcraft program. After that 10 weeks, I would able to get some sort of ability to craft your speech, hamburger model, vocal variation, body language, etc. So after that session, when I joined Toastmasters, as same as Toastmaster Lasni said, the CC manual was expired, and also I have introduced to this brilliant, super new syllabus called Pathways. Out of all these 11 pathways, I selected visionary communication as my pathway. Wow! After that, I found it fascinating from the icebreak speech itself, because not only the guidelines that the Toastmasters give, but also there are many videos that I could get some idea of. And also there were quite questions, a set of questions prior to your project, and also there's a set of questions after your project as well. Believe me, I practiced that in my workstation as well. You know, organizations do provide trainings and workshops, and the person you enter to the training hall must be the same person who is out. Now, what I do, I just have a set of questions prior to a training or a workshop and post questionnaire. So just to get some idea whether I gained something out of it. Do you think pathways just excel you on communication? No, wrong. Pathways did excel in myself, not only communications, but also leadership skills. Projects such as handling difficult audience, um, doing some panel discussions, and doing a high performance leadership excelled a leadership quality in myself as well. So I'm pretty sure this pathways journey finds you fascinating, and also it is the ending is destiny is fruitful. Over to you, Toastmaster Lasni.
Thank you, Toastmaster Sachini, for that insightful information of how you found pathways. So thank you so much for sharing that with us. Something else that came across us is that how do we persuade our members who have already been a Toastmaster for a long time to join Toastmasters? And sometimes our members, they wonder why they need to enroll in Pathways. Now, our next Toastmaster is a distinguished Toastmaster from the traditional pathway. Currently, he is following 2 pathways simultaneously from the 2 clubs that he is a part of. Toastmaster Rasika Senaratne is currently working on, like I said, 2 paths simultaneously. He's working on his dynamic leadership path at Pinnacle Advanced Toastmasters Club and is currently at level 3. And at the same time, his presentation mastery pathway at DFCC Toastmasters Club and is at level 2. Now, Toastmaster Rasika, why don't you share with us why, even though you have completed the entire traditional program and achieved a distinguished Toastmaster status, why did you decide that you are going to enroll and not just 1 pathway, but do 2 pathways?
All right, thank you very much, Lasni, and good evening for all the viewers as well as all the presenters here. Yes, it's a good question. Now, I finished my traditional paths maybe about 2 years ago, yeah. But I'm sure all of you have completed your O-levels and A-levels, and some of you have gone in to complete your university studies as well. I did the same thing. When I thought of those education, it was a must to get qualifications. Yes. Similarly, when I found the job, a job later on, some people suggested me, why not do MBA? that's a good qualification. I said, no way, no MBA. Thank you very much. Enough education. University is good enough. I was so happy. Now, in similar way, when Toastmasters International announced they are going to change traditional path to a new path called Pathways, I was in the middle of completing my traditional education stream, which I have completed ACBs. Now, I had 2 years, yes. I want to finish my ACBs and finish it off. Just like I did my university studies, I didn't want to study anything else. Just go to my universities and finish it. Similarly, I want to finish my ACGs and complete my traditional path. No MBAs, no pathways. That was my theme for the day. Now, in 2018 and 19, I actually became the president of one of my clubs, and I had to become Pathways base camp manager as a president. I had to learn. I have to push my club members to become Pathway registered. Then I realized how important this pathway is. Even though I was so rejecting it, even though I was so happy about this traditional path, and I was so qualified about it, I was so qualified in it, and I didn't have to do these pathways. I realized pathways is something totally different, just like O levels, A levels, university, but MBA is totally different ball game. Similarly, traditional path is good, is really good, but pathways you can't compare with it. Pathways gives you total different heap of knowledge and skills level. Trust me, if I tell you the examples, it gives you skills like negotiation skills and how to handle criticisms and how to handle all these leadership. But if you're leading a team, the pathways gives you so much of knowledge, and it helps your life, not only your personal life, your career as well. It helped me. Example, when I want to get my next promotion, the skills I learned from pathways, especially negotiation skills, it helped me a lot. That knowledge will never receive to you by doing any other things. So friends, I did finish my older education in traditional stream, but I started Pathways, I realized how important it is. Apart from your traditional education system, oh my God, this Pathways gives you so much of knowledge, so much of skills, so much of energy for you to keep up your level of the skills and attitude towards your life. So my humble request to you is, okay, I may be doing 2 parts, it's a different story, but I take only one speech in 2 months. I don't take it as a race. I always ask you to do the same, because doing one speech is immense knowledge. You have to do so much of study, so much of reading, that itself is just like an MBA. So trust me, I did it because I started it. I wanted you to start it and do it. No matter what you have qualified, you may be a DT or maybe you have completed your old education up to some level, but when you start with Pathways, you will realize how important and how valuable it is to your personal life as well as your professional life. That's it.
Thank you so much, Rasika. It was very insightful to hear from a distinguished Toastmaster from the traditional path to tell us how he has enjoyed the Pathways experience. Now, our last speaker to share her experience is also a member who only has experienced Pathways, and she has already completed her innovative planning pathway and is currently on her second pathway, Dynamic Leadership Level 3. And she is Toastmaster Hashini Silva, the president of DMO Toastmasters Club.
Thank you, Toastmaster Lasmi. Now, I've been a Toastmaster for precisely 2.5 years officially, and a little over that unofficial. Thanks to distinguished Toastmaster Hingston, I was privileged to be one of the first members of our club to embark on the Pathways journey since my day one, and the first to complete an entire path in the Pathways learning experience at Art Club. Now, undoubtedly, this was one of the most memorable achievements for me in my Toastmasters journey. But what makes this even more special is the fact that I was one of those who hated the idea of even having to learn via an online platform and maintain my records on the system. Even the thought of doing this really haunted me at the time. But having completed an entire path, that is the innovative planning path, today I am truly grateful that I embarked on this journey, and I'm currently working on my second path, which is dynamic leadership. Now, let me tell you why. Now, in Pathways, as you might already know, each path is divided into 5 levels, and these 5 levels are based on a certain level of complexity from 1 to 5. These different paths and these levels in each path focus on areas that are really helpful for me to improve the skills I need to perform, not only in Toastmasters. Now, just like Toastmasters actually mentioned, these skills that I learn help me also in my day-to-day activities. Now, working as an executive employee engagement and transformation, my job requires me to deal with people day in and day out. So the skills that I require to do this, I get out of the Pathways learning experience. This experience has also greatly helped me to explore areas which I've that I've never ever thought I would explore if not for Toastmasters. For an example, creating a blog or conducting an online meeting, and for that matter, even delivering a toast is something that I would have never thought I would do if not for this Pathways learning experience. Another thing that I really like about Pathways is the fact that even if I forget to take a printout of my evaluation sheet, I still have a soft copy with me that I could share with my evaluator. And I think that's one fantastic advantage that you have in the Pathways system. Having said that, we all love awards. So the third thing that I really love about Pathways is the fact that you are awarded badges and certificates on completing your levels. And once you complete level 3, 4, or 5, you can even request a letter from Toastmasters International to inform your employer of your achievements. And this really means a lot to me. So I could go on and on about my Pathways experience, but in the interest of time, I'd like to hand the session over to our moderator, Toastmaster Lakshmi, whilst inviting all of you to embrace this Pathways learning experience. Toastmaster Lakshmi, over to you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Hashini. And let me just share with you something that I learned too. I was in the middle of my traditional path as well, but as Pathways was rolled out in our region, I started doing it too. And I was a little apprehensive in the beginning, but as I learned, or as I dove right into it, I realized that there are so many interesting skills that I get to learn while doing my Pathway project. And I too have currently finished 2 Pathways, and I'm excited to see what all the other paths have in store for me, but right now taking a small break from Pathways. Right, can I now invite Toastmaster Ramania and Toastmaster Ravindu again to just for a short Q&A session, since we do have a little bit of time remaining. And at the same time, our Zoom master today will share the feedback form, the link to the feedback form in the chat. So we would really appreciate for you to take your time and to give us your feedback on some things that we have done right for you, and some things that we will, what we can improve on how we can serve you better and guide you better. Okay, so there are a few questions that we have received while y'all were registering, while most of you were registering. And I am pretty sure that by now, looking at these questions, that Toastmaster Ramania and Toastmaster Ravindu have answered these questions at the moment. So do we have Toastmaster Ravindu with us? Yes, okay.
Yeah, I'm there.
Right.
I'm there.
So I see there are questions in the Q&A as well. And let me first start with some of the questions that we received from the during the registration process. Okay, this is for Toastmaster Ravindu. So this was 2 questions, but I'm going to make it into one, right? How do we assign mentors to members on the TMI website? And when we are assigning members, or when we are looking for our own mentors, is it okay to have a mentor from another club?
Okay, got it. Thank you very much for that 2 wonderful questions. Whoever the Toastmasters who have answered a question. For the question, Toastmaster Lasni, I would say there's a procedure which we need to check on that one, and we'll get back to you. Or else I can pass the question to actually Ramanya. How to assign a mentor through the TMI website. The second one, can I have a mentor outside my club? Of course, because learning is not limited to your club. It is away from your club. For example, my first mentor is from my first home club, the Horner Toastmasters Club, Toastmaster Modita. But my mentors I have a list. DTM Hinston Lovell, my main mentor, and I have Toastmaster Hisham Yazir, Toastmaster Usman Jaufar, DTM Farhas Farooq. So I have so many mentors outside from my club, even outside from the country. So you can have anyone to grow. Yes, Toastmaster Lasni, I hope I answered the questions.
Yes, thank you very much, Toastmaster Ravindu. And just as he said, you don't have to be limited to a mentor in your club, but it's always also beneficial to have a member from your club as a mentor too. Now, next I would like to ask Toastmaster Ramania. I think this is a very common question. It came up in the Q&A as well, and it has come up. So I would just like you to briefly tell us, Toastmaster Ramania, when a new member is a little confused about how to choose the correct path for them, just a small advice on how that can be done, Toastmaster Ramania.
Yes. The member can, if the member never wanted to take an assessment, they can read all the paths. There's a brief, and they can choose according to their career or the lifestyle. But if they have still confused, it's better to go for take assessment part, and you can answer those questions, and TMI will suggest you 3 paths. From there you can select, and if you need any assessment, you can refer it to your mentor or the your VP, Ed, or the president. They will help you, the senior Toastmasters. Or else now, recently I have seen for the new members, I won't recommend like that, but I have seen that for the new members, the TMI is suggesting the path presentation mastery. Earlier it was not there. For the new members, when they are logging for the first time, it has a column for that. They can choose the presentation mastery path or a take assessment or selecting the path directly. There are 3 options for them. So if you like, you can select that path, or you can select any other path also. Hope
Thank you, Toastmaster Ramani. I know with 11 paths, it's a little a daunting task for us to realize which path to choose, right? Okay. Toastmaster Ravindu, I have one last question for you. I think this is common to everyone. It doesn't have to be even just for icebreaker, even the question is specifically for icebreaker. After writing the whole speech, as per the outline learned, I have trouble remembering it without the written paper. What am I doing wrong? How am I to overcome? Just a few small tips that I think your tips that you already gave is, if you can just remind us just a few tips on how we can not forget or get blanked out when we go on stage.
Okay, thank you very much, Lasni. And whoever the Toastmaster who have posted it, that is a common problem for everyone. Me always forgets my speech, but later on my career that I found out some tips from my mentors. Number 1 tip is remember, write your speech, please. And second one is, what I do is I take my speech and I categorize, divide my speech into 2-3 parts, and then I remember it that part by part. For example, let's say I have 5 paragraphs in my speech, so I memorize one paragraph, the second paragraph, then after that I shuffle it. So when I practice with my friend or my mentor, what he says is that, okay, do the third part, do the second part, do the first part, so that you will not forget. The third one is I remember the speech from the end to the beginning. If you try it, it's a great way. What we do is from the beginning to the end. What I do is, like, from the last line to the beginning line, I try to memorize it. Third one is write the speech again and again. What I would say, like, when it comes to a contest, when it comes to a speech, what you can do is, like, before the day of your contest or before the day of your speech, you can write your speech by memorizing. So that what happens is, once you write it, you will trigger out what are the lines that you have forgot in your original script. Because what we always deliver things, we always put out things when we write things. So always remember, try to write your speech before your speech delivery. Like, just scribble it. And the fourth one is line of thought. What are the main features in your speech as a line of thought? Remember what are the characters, remember what are the main points, so that you will not forget. So in summation, write the speech and divide your speech into paragraphs and shuffle it and write it, memorize it. And the third one is remember the speech from the last to the beginning. And the fourth one is write the speech before you deliver it. I think I answered your question lastly.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Ravindu. And regarding the mentoring question I just asked, I just did a little research myself. And actually, what I remember, if I'm correct, if I'm wrong, please correct me. There is no official place to assign a mentor on the TMI website. It's purely up to the club to establish a strong mentoring program within the club to help your members. Well, thank you to all our panelists and our Toastmasters who joined with us to help in giving, I believe, a successful session. So please do, I urge you once again to fill in the feedback form. There are a few people I would like to thank very, very specially. I would like to thank our District Director of District 82, Distinguished Toastmaster Nurul Munawara, our Program Quality Director, Distinguished Toastmaster Shriyanti Salgado, and our Club Growth Director, Distinguished Toastmaster Nisal Virakon, for their support and encouragement for helping us to initiate such programs to help our members or our District 82 family. And a very special thank you to Distinguished Toastmaster Mafaz for the PR manager of District 82 and his entire team for helping the PQD team with organizing and the Zoom coordination as well. And of course, our Zoom master for today, the president of Expo Lanka Toastmasters Club, Toastmaster Samira. Thank you very much for all your support and all the hard work behind the scenes, very silently behind the scenes, for all your support. And of course, Toastmaster Sanara from KDU Toastmasters Club for that beautiful, inspiring speech. And of course, our assistant club quality chair, Distinguished Toastmaster Houston Lover, for coordinating all these sessions. Our next training session will be in November. It's always the first Friday of the month, and we hope that you will join us for more of these learnings, just to help us become better Toastmasters and to get the most out of our Toastmasters membership. So thank you for joining us today on a Friday night. And thank you for sticking with us for the entire 1.5 hours. I hope you found it fruitful. See you next month. Thank you. Good night.